Specific Development Number 84, also known as the Transit Zoning Code, differs from conventional zoning, which divides cities into zones and rigidly segregates residential, commercial, industrial, and institutional uses into separate areas of the city. Instead, the Transit Zoning Code is a form-based code which more tightly regulates building form, including building placement, height, massing, architecture, than the uses that take place inside of the buildings. Hi, I'm Annie with the Santa Ana Planning and Building Agency, and I'm here to help explain the Transit Zoning Code, also known as SD 84. The Transit Zoning Code was created to provide for the integration of new development and the rehabilitation of existing structures in and around the city's downtown area, to foster a walkable and dynamic public realm, and to support and strengthen the existing character and quality of the neighborhoods in the plan area. To begin, let's review the boundaries of the plan area and subzones. The plan encompasses the Civic Center area, downtown, and the area surrounding the Santa Ana Regional Transit Center. The plan area includes 9 subzones, each with their own set of standards and regulations. The 9 subzones are: 1. The Transit Village Zone, which permits compact transit-supportive mixed-use residential development. 2. The Government Center Zone, which permits for civic or government uses such as City Hall or the courthouse. 3. The Downtown Zone, which encompasses the historical shopping district along and around 4th Street. 4. The Urban Center Zone, which serves as a transitional area around the downtown zone to the surrounding lower-intensity neighborhoods. 5. Corridor Zone applies to properties fronting existing commercial corridors such as 1st Street, 6 and 7. Urban Neighborhood 1 and 2 zones that primarily permit residential areas intended to accommodate a variety of medium to low-density housing types. 8. The Industrial Overlay Zone, which applies to areas of the plan that were previously zoned M1 and M2 and have existing industrial uses established prior to the adoption of the SD 84 in 2010. 9. And finally, the Open Space Zone, which identifies areas reserved for community parks and other open spaces. To determine what types of businesses may operate within an existing building or what land uses may be developed in each subzone, the first step is to review Table 2A Use Standards. If a P is shown in the table, it is permitted in that subzone. If a P3 is listed, it means that use is permitted only as part of a mixed-use project with a commercial or residential component. If a use is not listed or has a dashed line in the table, it is prohibited. A CUP means that the proposed use requires a conditional use permit. For example, a business that would like to operate past midnight is shown with CUP. Therefore, CUPs are subject to approval of a conditional use permit, which requires a public hearing. Please note that permitted use does not grant over-the-counter approval. Permitted uses are subject to additional development standards such as parking and may necessitate a development project review application. If you're interested in understanding the planning review process in SD 84, this flowchart shows you the steps for a proposed development or proposed business. For example, development project review will be required for new construction or new uses to a site. Depending on whether the proposed project requires discretionary action or is permitted by right, will determine the approval authority, such as administrative approval through the Planning Division or a public hearing with the Planning Commission. If a permitted use is proposed with no exterior changes to the building, the use may be granted through over-the-counter review. Be sure to contact the Planning Division to verify the review process for your proposed use or development in SD 84. For more information about the Development Project Review or Discretionary Action process, please watch our Development Project Review and Discretionary Permits video. Now let's go over what you should know about building within SD 84 and discuss the development standards. Development standards are primarily shown in Table 3A and categorized by subzone. The development standards include allowable building types, maximum heights, frontage types, required setbacks, and parking required. For example, if you would like to develop a property located in the Urban Neighborhood 2 or UN2, only the highlighted building types are permitted. However, they must not exceed the corresponding maximum heights, must be designed within one of the allowable frontage types, and must meet the listed building setbacks per the subzone. Each subzone has an additional finer-grained set of development standards provisions, such as how wide a driveway can be, where the off-street parking can be located, where the site can take vehicle street access from, how wide the selected frontage type has to be, and how to measure setbacks. SD 84 further includes general architectural standards that apply to all building types and architectural standards applicable to each building type. These standards include how to calculate the depth and width of a site, where trash enclosures, balconies, and private patios can be located, the allowed massing by story, think tiered cake, and the maximum and minimum height in feet per story, to name a few. If proposing a bungalow court building, for example, the corresponding standards for the building type must also be addressed, such as access to units, parking, open space, landscape, and building size and massing. Additionally, specific architectural styles are to be designed based on the building type proposed. With the bungalow court, it may be designed as Mission Revival, Art Deco, Folk Victorian, Craftsman, or California Contemporary, but not as Main Street Commercial. One of the most important elements in creating a vibrant and dynamic neighborhood is the interface between the buildings and the public realm or sidewalk. The SD 84 plan provides detailed requirements and applicable designs for each of the frontage types. For example, the arcade frontage type is ideal for a retail use when the sidewalk is fully absorbed within the arcade, whereas a stoop frontage type would be more appropriate for a ground floor residential use. Another specific focus within the plan is the type and location of signs that can be installed. Signs play an important role in the aesthetic of a community and have the ability to create an attractiveness to the city as a place to live, work, and play. There are 8 different types of signs that are permitted. However, only certain types of signs may be permitted at a site depending on the frontage type of the building. To determine what is allowed on your building, first identify the frontage type, then cross-reference the sign type to identify if it is permitted on that frontage type. For example, per Table 1, a building with a shopfront building frontage may install a projecting sign but may not have a freestanding sign. The sign code also includes information such as what color the sign can be, what materials can be used for the sign, what can be on the sign itself, and what type of sign lighting is permitted. Please keep in mind that additional regulations may apply, and you are advised to thoroughly read through the code before determining what sign you wish to proceed with. For more details about how to submit for development, please watch Certificate of Occupancy video, Major Modifications video, and Development Project Review video. We hope this video helped explain the Transit Zoning Code. For more information, call 714-647-5804 or go to our Planning Division website at www.santa-ana.org/departments/planning-division and have a wonderful day.